Hello farmers and welcome back to the channel. This is a place for agricultural business owners looking for ways to make profit from their agricultural business, and also people thinking of starting up an agribusiness. And today I'm back with another update for the channel. Today I'll be talking about farming, general farming series. Okay, so for the past 2 weeks now we've been talking about agro storage. Which commodity should I store in 2022? When is the best time to source for this commodity? And I think we talked about how to preserve these commodities, or who to sell these commodities to. So if you've not checked out those videos, make sure you go and check them out. Alright, so that's that for the storage community. Every other update on storage will be done in our Telegram group. Okay, so we have a paid class on storage where I'll be teaching you commodities to store per month, how to preserve those commodities, and where to source for those commodities. And it's just for 20,000 naira for 6 months. Alright, so we are heading towards our farming series. This is the time to start cultivation. From January to March, we'll start tilling the ground, cultivation, and the rest and the rest and the rest. So last week I visited some farms I've been managing to check how they are doing. Some needs weeding, clearing, and the rest, and some are just well. So I just started to update everyone that wants to go into farming this year that it's time for land preparation. Alright, and for our farming series, I also started with the topic farm managers versus farm workers, and I think that's the most important topic that needs to be discussed. So if you've not seen the video on farm managers versus farm workers, make sure you check out that video, because in that video I talked about how you can hire your farm manager, what to look out for when hiring your farm manager, and also how to hire your farm workers and who you should hire first. Okay, so those are the things I've talked about on the video. Okay, so today I want to talk about plantain farming. As you guys know, I'm into plantain farming. I've been doing plantain farming close to 7 years now. Wow, time has gone on. Close to 7 years now, and it's something I've been doing full time. Alright, and plantain farming is just beyond you just cultivating. We have other ways you can make money in plantain farming, and this is what I'll be talking about in this channel as we continue, because that's what I'll be talking about today. Okay, so what I'll be talking about today is cost of setting up an acre of plantain farm, the things that it entails when setting up an acre of plantain farm. Alright, so if you're interested in today's video, make sure you watch to the end. Also smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't, and let's dive in. For plantain farming, the first thing you need is land. And anyone that wants to go into long-term crops, I do advise them to make sure they purchase their land. Unlike short-term crops where I can tell you, oh, you can lease your land for short-term crops. But when it comes to long-term crops, investment crops, I do advise you get a land. Okay, and currently you can get an acre of land between 250, depending on the location, to 500,000 naira. Alright, so those are the range you can get an acre of land. Currently the acre of land I have in my location, they are going between 400 to 450,000. So if you need a land, let me know, but those are the range I'm going for. But you can still get land between 250 to 400 or 500,000 naira. But make sure that when you are getting your land, you are getting it in a secured environment. Okay, that is very important, especially when you are going to plantain farm. You don't want a situation where you get to your farm and you notice that, oh, Julie, someone just harvested my plantain. Do you understand? So we don't want that scenario. So make sure you get your land in a secured environment. But that is the range you can get an acre of land for. Also, after getting your land, the next thing will come to is clearing, land clearing. So for land clearing, people tend to charge different ways. Land clearing, I used to add them to land preparation for those that have sensed what it entails to set up a plantain farm. I call them land preparation. So in land preparation, we have clearing, we have burning of bushes, we have cutting of trees, we have plowing for those that want to plow. So those are the things we have in land preparation. So for clearing, before we used to clear an acre for 15,000 naira. That was as of 2018, 2019. But right now, an acre, before you see we can clear it for you, you'll be seeing between 30 to 35,000 naira. So that's the current cost of clearing an acre of land. When I mean clearing, just weeding, you know, they'll weed and pack. Okay, but if you want to weed, pack, and burn, it will cost you like 40,000 naira for weeding, packing, and burning. So if you are thinking of going to plantain farm, I hope you are taking note of all of this. After clearing and packing and burning, some land happen to have like trees on them, but the cutting of trees depends on your location, depending on how many the trees are on the land as well. So you can cut between 50,000 to 80,000, depending on that. I don't really know that ranges, and we do call operators to come and do that work. I don't charge it with my bills. The next thing is the purchase of suckers. In my next video, I'll be talking about the different types of suckers, the one you should really go for. This video, I'm not going to go into it. So let's talk about the cost of suckers. For an acre of land, normally I do advise 800. It shouldn't be more than 800. So you can plant between 700 to 800. If you are planting 700, you are going to plant using 3 by 3 meters. But if you are planting 800, you should plant between 2.5 meter or 2 meter by 2 meter. Okay, so don't exceed 800 suckers on an acre of land. I do hear people say, oh Julie, we want to plant 1,000 sucker. I read no. The kind of sucker I sell multiplies. If you've purchased sucker from me, you can attest to that. If you give it good management, 2 months, 3 months after planting, each sucker will start bringing 3 to 4 more extra suckers. So imagine you're planting like 1,000 suckers on that land. It will be congested. So I advise not more than 800 suckers on your farm. Alright, and for 800 suckers, a sucker goes for 100 naira, but we give discounts for large orders. But now, after purchasing your sucker, if your farm is far, you need to add your cost of transportation, transporting the sucker to the farm. Okay, that's another thing you need to add. So we've talked about suckers, we've talked about cost of transportation. Now the next thing is cost of planting. Some people charge 14 naira, some people charge 15 naira, some people charge 16 naira, some people charge 17 naira for planting. So just know the one that goes for you. Okay, so cost of planting, you need to check out your cost of planting of each suckers. If you have your farm workers, you don't need to pay for cost of planting because you're already paying them salary. Alright, the next thing to look out for is fertilizer. But most times I don't advise you using normal synthetic fertilizer. I prefer you going for manure. And I like going for chicken manure, real poultry manure. There was a bag I do get at one time, the very big sack bag. I do get it for 2,000 naira. For that sack bag, I use 10 for an acre. And that 10, I'll use it all through the year till I harvest. So it's something you can go for, and to me it's still preferable. But make sure that when you apply your fertilizer, your manure, that you don't apply it directly to the roots of the crop. It's going to burn it. Okay, manures like that will burn it. Alright, so that's another thing you need to add to the cost. Also, if you are getting manure, you need to add the cost of transportation of manure. See, it's easier to transport suckers than to transport manure, guys. I don't know if I should share the story on this channel or maybe on this video. It's very hilarious. Maybe I'm going to share it in my next video. Transporting manure is more tedious than transporting suckers. Okay, so you have to add that to the budget as well. Cost of transportation of manure. Alright. Now the other thing you need to look out for is irrigation. But depending on the time you are planting do not need irrigation system. But it also depends on the time you are planting. The time you are planting will determine whether you should have an irrigation system or not. So that's the basic one for setting up an acre of plantain farm. You getting your land preparation, getting your suckers, planting, getting your manure, transportation of manure. Now let's talk about management. I didn't want to put management before, but I think people used to overlook management after setting up. Let's talk about management. Before, I do tell my clients that, when you set up your farm, you clear it 3 to 4 times before harvest. But last year and last 2 years, it was different. In some farms that we are managing, we cleared 7 times. Yes, and so please, in case I review the price of farm management, it's because we are spending more when it comes to clearing right now. We cleared 7 times, 8 times on some lands because of the way the rain came. Okay, but normally, when the weather was still stable, we clear 3 to 4 times and you start harvesting. But because you cannot predict weather, you just keep clearing. Plantains do not like weed at all. So if you see that the weeds are already outgrowing the plantain, please clear. Okay. So last year we cleared 7 times, we cleared 8 times. This year, hopefully, we don't clear more than 4 times to help us to minimize cost. Okay. So you need to weed like 5 times. Let me just put it as 5 times after cultivation. But make sure you check out your farm, because some lands are more fertile. I also discovered that the lands that was managing, that I sold to the clients, most of them are virgin land. So they used to sprout out this akitola leaf. I don't know if you guys know the akitola leaf, that one that grows tall. So it became an issue. You have to keep clearing. Okay, so that's basically for management, weeding, then application of fertilizer or manure. If you've applied it the first time, you have to apply the manure like 3 times before harvest. Okay, that's if you're using manure. All right, so that's basically it for setting up an acre of plantain farm. I hope you got value. Let me know in the comment section if you'll be going into plantain farming this year. Also, I'll be sharing some tips and tricks when it comes to plantain farming, because I feel some people are getting in trouble. I got a DM the other day and the person was like, oh, Farmy Julie, you guys are sugarcoating. I don't sugarcoat anything when it comes to my video. I tell you as it is. But make sure you check out every video on plantain on my channel. You will see that I've talked about hidden secrets of plantain farming, things that people are not telling you. I have lots of videos on there, so make sure you check them out before you come to conclusion. All right, just this video is to tell you the cost of setting up an acre of plantain farm, the things you need to note when you're setting up an acre of plantain farm. All right, I hope you got value. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'm going to see you in my next video.